Continuing reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, slok 43. Tatra tam buddhi samyogam labate paurvadaihikam yatate chatato bhuya samsiddho Kuru Nandana. O Kuru Nandan, that unsuccessful yogi regains the divine consciousness of his previous birth that is related to Paramatma, and he again endeavors to attain perfection in yoga. Bhavanubhav. In both types of birth, the fallen yogis attain the divine intellect of their previous birth, which is fixed in Paramatma. Prakashika vritti. In both these births, due to samskaras resulting from yoga practice in their previous birth, the fallen yogi attains intelligence which is fixed in his own dharmic principles, and also knowledge related to Paramatma. After attaining purity of heart in a natural way, he begins to endeavor seriously for perfection in yoga, like one who has awoken from sleep. Now he cannot be checked by any obstacle. That is why such a yogi neither attains a degraded destination nor becomes lost. So after the fallen yogi, when he takes birth again, then that knowledge, Sattva, Gyan, Dharma, everything that he had in his previous birth, he retains that in his next birth. And then he again he begins practicing like as he was before. In other words, there's no breakage, he's not lost anything. He continues exactly from that place where he left off. Like when you wake up in the morning, then all the knowledge you had the previous day, you retain in the next day. Nothing is, you don't lose anything by sleeping at night. For the devotee, just because he gives up one birth, none of his devotion is lost. It's like waking up and then again he will continue. Slok 44. Purvabhyasena tenaiva riyate hiya avasho pisa yajnasurapi yogasya shabda brahmati vartate. By virtue of his previous practice, he is automatically attracted to the path of moksha. And after inquiring a little about yoga, he transcends the path of Sakam Karma described in the Vedas. But it may be that when the devotee takes birth again, due to the laws of nature, then one's consciousness is covered, in the sense that one can remember his previous birth. So it may be that due to the situation, circumstance of when you're born, your mother, father, you have some temporary obligations you have to perform, going to school and getting education, all these things. But at the appropriate time when Bhagavan desires, then the devotee will come in contact with devotion again. And then after coming in contact, then everything will be reawoken in him. Just a little bit of the transition period there, having to go through the formalities that pertain to this body and existing in this world. We're living in this world, and we cannot ignore certain obligations we have to perform. But then, when the time is right, everything is favorable. Mahaprabhu, he performed his Sankirtan prasad when he was 18 years old. And there was also age 18, which is the time when you are considered to be not dependent on your father and mother, that legally you are independent. So before that age, there's always some question, there's always some complication, social obligations, legal obligations. But after that, then you are free. So in that sense, the devotee, even though he has all that knowledge and devotion in his heart, but then he may have to go through a small transition period of taking birth, growing up, all these things. But then, very soon, he will again enter into sadhu sangha and continue his bhakti. Bhavanubhav, the word riyate means attracted. Being attracted to yoga, he becomes inquisitive. He then surpasses the path of Sakam Karma that is described in the Vedas, while remaining situated on the path of yoga. Prayatna yatmanastu yogi samshutta kilbisha aneka janma samsiddhas tato yati param gatim. However, the yogi who practices sincerely is free from all sins after many births. and ultimately becomes perfect. Thus he attains the supreme destination. Bhavanavad. According to Gita 637, one falls from the path of yoga because he is negligent in his endeavor. For such a fallen yogi, the path of yoga is attained in his next life, but perfection is not. He will attain perfection in as many lives as it takes him to become mature. He who never awakens in his endeavor does not fall from the path. Rather, after many births, he becomes mature in yoga, attaining perfection. So, till we become mature in the sadhana, perfection will not come. And therefore, Krishna is very merciful. Even though the devotee can easily attain liberation, by chanting one Nama Bhas, liberation is achieved. One does not have to take birth again. But Krishna is so merciful that he gives time for the devotee to perfect his prayer. He allows you to take birth again. So that you may again perform sadhana, again make your prayer more perfect, more right. Like if you have a ripe mango is also going to be tasty in some way. You can make it into pickle, into chutney, into juice. But then you let the mango ripen naturally, then it will be sweet. And you let it fully ripen, then it's very, very nectarful. Krishna wants that prayer should be fully ripened. But he allows, he arranges that the sadhaka will take birth again and again till he is able to perfect his prayer. Bhavanavad. So here, Kartama Muni has also said, Drashtum yadante yataya shunyagraesu yat padam. Bhagavad 3:24-28. Even the renowned sages who endeavor in a solitary place to have darshan of the lotus feet of Sri Krishna cannot attain perfection in one lifetime. It is not guaranteed that in one life you will attain perfection. Time is needed. Not all undertakings, all endeavors can be immediately performed. Like you want to build a building, it's going to take some time. Now we are smashing this building at the back. Even if we want, we cannot smash it in one day. It take time. 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, whatever it will take, it will take. It's not possible one day you're going to smash it. Very difficult. Okay, you may say, okay, how is possible? If I have the money, manpower, machinery, I can do. Okay? Show me. If you have all the money in the world, you cannot smash this building in one day. Because they're going to wait, how you bring the machines there? The roads are so small. How you will not be able to get a wrecking machine that is now. And you want to put explosives, and even to put explosives it takes time. And how many men can you put there? Simply there's not enough time. You cannot smash it in one day. So some things just require time. You cannot be obstinate, you cannot be stubborn. No, I want now. Sometimes things you have to be patient. Let everything naturally happen. Be sincere and make endeavor. But the result of your bhakti, the result of your sadhana, that Krishna will give. When he feels it, when he deems it right. For patience is a virtue. Very important. Have this dhairya. Without this patience, dhairya, you lose hope. Oh, the fruit is not coming, I'm not achieving the goal. Oh, what do you think? Oh. Like sometimes people take up projects, they put more on their plate than they can handle. Big feast, you put so much prasad. Very hungry, very nice. Samosa, kachori, sabji, paneer. Paneer, not 3-4 scoops paneer. And rice and puris and everything. Then you start eating, and you're drinking lassi and everything. But after one, when you were like halfway through, then you feel like, oh my God, I'm already feeling full. Then you eat some more, then you realize, oh, it's still, you're like already like 3-4 times belching and already like completely full. And there's like 1/3, 40% still left in your plate. And you realize, you cannot finish this. If I try to finish this, I'll get sick. Then you end up throwing it. So, it is like we have to have patience. And we also have to realize that process of sadhana is not a simple process. It's simple in the sense that, like Prabhupada said, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. No, be under guidance of Vaishnava and chant the holy name. And do everything in your free time to enhance that chant. All the seva we're doing, all the Harikatha we're getting is only for one reason, so that we can chant the holy name with pure heart and remember the Lord and serve Him eternally. Whatever you can do to enhance your chanting, That is very important. That is all this is what we are doing. Developing this sambandha. So we have to realize that, but still the process it will take some time. Not possible that maybe in one life it may be possible. It may take 1 or 2 days. And knowing this, having this knowledge, one remains patient. And for the devotee, he doesn't matter. For him, it's all the same, whether he's not today or tomorrow. Because the process, or in 1 year, or 1 life, or 10 lifetimes, but the process itself is so blissful. Ananda Buddhi Vardhan Patipadam Putnam Tipat. Every moment, every step he's advancing, he's feeling more and more blissful. So it's not like that he's losing anything. He's just gaining at every time. So if he's gaining all the time, then he knows that soon the result will come. And the process in achieving it is very, very blissful. Very, very happy. So the patient will hold, but someone who doesn't have this patience, then everything will be lost. It is for this reason that Bhagavan speaks this sloka prayatna, yat manastu, which means endeavoring harder than before. The word tu shows the difference between these persons and those previously mentioned who fall from yoga. Samshuddha kil dishaha indicates that even a person whose impurities have been completely removed cannot attain samsiddhi or moksha in one lifetime. Tapasvi pyo adhiko yogi jnani pyopi matodika karmi vyas chadiko yogi tasma yogi pavadana. This sloka and the next are the most famous slokas in this chapter. The yogi is considered superior to the tapasvi, ascetic, the jnani and the karmi. Therefore, Arjuna be a yogi. Bhavanuvar, which is superior among karma, which is superior among karma, jnana, and yoga. In answer to this, Sri Bhagavan says that a jnani, one who worships Brahma, is superior to an ascetic tapasvi, or one who is devoted to performing severe austerities such as chanda and abrata. And superior to such a jnani is a yogi, worshipper of Paramatma. This is my opinion. If a yogi is superior to a jnani, then what can be said of his superiority over a karmi? Means the yogi is far superior than a karmi. Prakashika. Generally, it is thought that a karmi, jnani, tapasvi, yogi, and bhakta are all equal. In this present sloka, Sri Bhagavan is giving his definite opinion that they are not equal. Rather, there is a gradation. An Nishkam karma yogi is superior to a Sakam karmi, tapasvi. And a jnani is superior again. An Ashtanga yogi is superior to a jnani, and a bhakti yogi is superior to all, as is described in the next sloka. So, a karmi, he is like a tapasvi. He is doing tapasva, he is doing karma kanda, charity, all these things, so he goes to Swarga. But he is doing for himself, therefore he is a Sakam karmi. Higher than that is a Nishkam karma yogi. One who does his duties in the mood of detachment and without any personal desire. But higher than that is a jnani, which is aspiring to achieve salvation. And a yogi is higher than that because he meditates on Paramatma himself. But higher than the yogi is the Bhakta. He is the Bhakti yogi, he is the real yogi, but he has loving devotion unto the Lord. Yogi nam api sarvesham maggaten antaratmana shraddhama padate yomam swami yukta natamada. So this is the second verse. This is the last verse of this chapter, saying that he who constantly performs my bhajan with full faith, always thinking of it exclusively of me, within himself, which is my opinion, the topmost of all yogis. Bhavanava, is there no one then who is superior to the yogi? In response to this question, Sri Bhagavan says, don't say that. And he speaks this sloka beginning with yogi nam. The word yogi nam is in the 6th case, but actually it is to be taken in the 5th case. In the previous sloka, the words tapasvibhyo, jnanibhyo, adhika are in the 5th case. Similarly, it should be understood here as yogi bhiha. The bhakta is even superior to the yogi. So he's saying it is in this sloka is a continuation of the previous sloka. Tapasvibhyo yogi, jnanibhyo yogi matodika, karmibhyo chadiko yogi, tasma yogi pavadana. higher than Karmi, the Jnani, higher than the Jnani, the Yogi, and then higher than the Yogi is the Bhakta. It's the natural sequence. He is saying, my Bhakti is not superior to only one type of yogi, but to all types. Whether they are Yoga Rudha, situated in Samprat Gyata Samadhi, or situated in Asamprat Gyata Samadhi. These terms were described yesterday. We described that these different types of, the day before we described this. Someone who is fully fixed in Samadhi, and someone who is not. Someone who is relying on what the Asampragyata Samadhi means, someone who is unable to actually enter Samadhi, therefore engages in Nishkam Karma Yoga. He does all his activities, but in the mood of detachment, with the hope and that his heart will become purified and he will be able to meditate. But the Sampragyata Samadhi means his heart is already purified and he can naturally enter into Samadhi Yoga. He can meditate and enter into deep Samadhi. Those who are unable to remember Krishna, enter into deep Samadhi, then you have to engage all your active senses in Krishna service. That will control them. Then Smaran will come. That Smaran will lead to Samadhi. I don't know which verse it was spoken, but anyhow, it was some time ago we spoke this term. The import of the word yoga is that it means to karma, jnana, tapa, bhakti and so on. It is the means. Among such yogis, those who worship me with bhakti are my devotees and are the best sadhaks. Karmis, tapasvis and jnanis are also accepted as yogis, but an ashtanga yogi is superior to them. So you have the karma yogi, the jnana yogi, then you have the ashtanga yogi. A bhakti yogi, however, who is engaged in hearing and chanting about me is the topmost. As it is said in Srimad Bhagavatam, Muktanam abhisiddhanam narayana parayana sudurlabha prashanta atma kotish abhi mahamuna. The next chapter, a similar verse will come, the 7th chapter. Manushyanam sahasresu prasthayati visiddhaya yatadan abhisiddhanam mam kaschit mam vedi tattatha. There Krishna will say that out of thousands of men, one can know me in truth. Out of thousands of those who know me, one can attain perfection. Now this verse is like continuation to that. Muktanam abhisiddhanam narayana parayana durlabha prashantatma kotish abhi mahamune. O Mahamuni, among millions of muktas and siddhas, a peaceful person who is devoted to Sri Narayana is most rare. There are millions of those who do attain perfection. One of them may be a Bhakta of Narayana. And out of so many thousands and thousands of those who are, millions of those who are Narayan Bhakta, one may be Bhakta of Krishna. And out of millions who are worshippers of Krishna, one may be Radha, a devotee of Radha. Therefore those who are in this line are very, very rare. They are able to desire and hanker for this Radha Dasya, service to Krishna Radhika. Mahaprabhu only after once in 1,000 Chatur Yugas, Mahaprabhu comes. And he gives this Radha Dasya, inspiration to achieve this means to achieve it. So you can imagine out of 999 Chatur Yugas, that means the cycle of Satya, Chaitanya, Dwapar, Kali, how many billions of years? Only once the chance to do this. So that means how many sadhaks, how many devotees in all those other yugas, they are doing bhakti, but they have no idea about Radha Dasya. They have no idea about the glories of Radhika. They are not performing any sadhana to achieve that position. But now in this Kali Yuga we are here and we are hearing about these things. And if it's like common knowledge. That means it is so rare. Even that's why it said that Kotish Abhiman, millions. 1 koti is 10 million. Even that does not do justice. Koti. You cannot calculate how many millions and millions of, out of millions and millions of sadhaks and devotees, one will be a devotee of Radharani, aspiring for it. But now it is all around us. We are in the temple, we're in Gurudev's line, we're hearing about it daily. And for us it's like, oh, we take it for granted. But even outside of Gurudev's Sangha, how many people are talking about Radha? There are thousands and thousands of devotees, all tens of thousands of devotees, hundreds of thousands of devotees in the world. How many of them know or aspiring to achieve this Radha? And then you calculate, this is only in recent time. We calculate since time immemorial. I mean, in this one day of Brahma, this 1,000 Chaturvasi. You cannot count how many devotees and sadhaks coming and going without aspiring for this. They are going to Vaikuntha, they are going to Dwaraka, going here and there, achieving liberation and Aishwarya Mohi Prem. This Madhurya Mohi Prem, this line is so rare. Therefore, we shouldn't think this is an exaggeration. It's actually an understatement. In the next 8 chapters, Bhakti Yoga will be delineated. This shloka, which is the sutra of those chapters, is like an ornament adorning the necks of the Bhaktas. The next 8 chapters, that means 7, 8, 9, chapter 6. The next 8 chapters, that means 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Here, in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the question of all Sastra, an outline of the text has been given. In the second, third, and fourth chapter, Nishkam Karma is explained. In the 5th chapter, Gyan has been described. In the 6th chapter, describes Yoga. These 6 chapters, however, primarily describe karma action. So Gurudev in the introduction he said, the first 6 chapters describe karma yoga. That is 1 to 6. Basically, Nishkam Karma Yoga. Previously we heard that whatever is the goal of a Nishkam Karmi and a yogi is the same. They want to achieve liberation. Liberation is the goal. There is not much difference. Their attitude is the same. They are both performing their duties in a mood of detachment. Only as aspiring for that. Only different, the Karma Yogi is externally he is engaging his senses, whereas the Jnana Yogi is restraining himself from external action and he is focusing primarily on meditation and deliberation. But the mood is ultimately the same. So chapter 1 to 6 is Karma Yoga, describing Nishkam Karma Yoga. And then chapters 13 to 18 is described to be Jnana Yoga, process of liberation. Giving you the sufficient knowledge, become detached from everything and realize the self, relation to Brahma and Paramatma. But the middle 6 chapters, that is 7 to 12, that is Bhakti Yoga. The glories of Bhakti Yoga described. Therefore, Gita is described to be like a chest. The bottom, the box, the foundation of that chest is first 6 chapters. The lid of that chest is the last 6 chapters. The middle 6 chapters is the treasure hidden within that chest. That is Bhakti. Thus ends the Bhavanuvar of the Sarartha Valshantika by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Prakashika Vritti. At the end of this chapter, Bhagavan Shri Krishna has categorically stated that a Bhakti Yogi is superior to all other yogis. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives a special explanation of this shloka as follows. Among all types of yogis, the practitioner of Bhakti Yoga is superior. One who performs Maya Bhajan with faith is the best of yogis. Among righteous, regulated human beings, the Nishkam Karmi, the Jnani, the Ashtanga Yogi, and the practitioner of Bhakti Yoga are all yogis. Whereas the Sakam Karmi is not. Why? Because the Sakam Karmi is doing everything for himself, in selfish manner. Therefore, he's a bhogi. But the Karmi, Jnani, Yogi, and Bhakta, they have one thing in common, that they're all in the mood of detachment. Selfless. They're not doing anything for themselves. But the difference between a Nishkam Karma Yogi and a Bhakti Yogi is that Nishkam Karma Yogi does his duty. He's independently doing his work and he's sustaining himself. He's doing it in the mood of detachment. Whereas the Bhakti Yogi, he doesn't do anything independently. He's doing everything under the guidance of the Lord. His devotees. And he's doing everything for their pleasure. And he's doing it with mood, he's offering it with love. So even though they all are yogis, there's a 90-day difference between the Nishkam Karma Yogi and the Bhakti Yogi. In fact, yoga is one, not two. Yoga is a progressive path on which there are various steps. Taking shelter of this path, the jiva situates himself on the path of Brahma realization. Nishkam Karma Yoga is the first step. When Jnana and Vairagya are added, it becomes Jnana Yoga, which is the second step. When Jnana in the form of meditation on Ishvara is added to Jnana Yoga, it is called Ashtanga Yoga. The third step. And when Priti, affection for Bhagavan, is added to this final step, to this third step of Ashtanga Yoga, then it is Bhakti Yoga, the fourth step. All these steps combined together constitute the one staircase called Yoga. In order to explain this yoga clearly, all other partial types of yoga have been delineated. One who desires eternal auspiciousness takes shelter exclusively of yoga. As he gradually progresses on this ladder, he becomes steady on the step he is on, and he rises to the next step. But one who clings to a particular step, having only established himself in that type of yoga, is known by the name of that particular yoga. Therefore, one is known as the Karma Yogi, one as the Jnana Yogi, one as the Ashtanga Yogi, and another as the Bhakti Yogi. The yoga is the staircase, the ladder. The bottom step is Karma Yoga. Then is Nishkam Karma Yoga. And then you progress, when you add renunciation and knowledge to that, then you enter into the step of Jnana Yoga. It means the difference between a Nishkam Karma Yogi and Jnana Yogi is that in the stage of Jnana, he receives Tattva Jnana, knowledge about this world, Maya, transcendence. And then he begins practicing Vairagya also, specifically to achieve liberation. Whereas the Nishkam Karma Yogi, he doesn't have this knowledge and he doesn't practice external Vairagya. Rather, he just does his duties in the mood of detachment. And further, when you add meditation to Jnana Yoga, then you progress from Brahma realization to Paramatma realization. You're meditating on the form of Paramatma in the heart. But still, it should not be confused that the difference between someone meditating on impersonal Brahma and Paramatma, the goal is still the same. They'll attain Sayuji Mukti. One who meditates on Paramatma, he doesn't go to Bhagavan. He goes to Sayuji. He attains Sayuji Mukti also. They're not the goal is this, the goal of Jnana Yogi and Jnana Yogi is also the same. But ultimately, if one is sincerely performing these processes, then one will actually elevate himself even from Jnana Yoga to Jnana Yoga to actually Bhakti Yoga. Because by coming, if he comes in contact with the Bhakta, then he will develop affection, Priti for Bhagavan. And that is the final ingredient on the yoga ladder, Priti, affection. When Priti awakens, love for the Lord awakens, then he is now entered onto the path of Bhakti Yoga. And then everything before, all the other ingredients are still there. His meditation on Bhakti. Instead of now meditating on Paramatma, he meditates on Bhagavan. And Jnana and Vairagya are also still there. And also the mood of detachment that is there in Karma Yoga is also there in Bhakti Yoga. Just like in earth, you have all the objects of the senses of all the qualities of the other sense objects are included in earth. The most subtle sense object is what? Is sound. It comes from ether. Sound you cannot see, you cannot smell, you cannot grasp, you cannot touch. Sound is only accessible to the ear. It's the most subtle. But then, when sound develops further, we get touch. That is, you see in the wind. You cannot see the wind, but you can feel the wind. You can hear it. It has sound and it has a sense of touch. Then when you develop further than that, then you have form, that is fire. From fire you get some form, you can see the roof. When you develop that further into water, then you get taste. And then further that into earth, you get smell. So earth, water, fire, air, ether. All the objects, all the sense objects, they are included within earth. All the other ingredients. Earth, water, fire, ether, all that. And the word earth, you can smell, taste, see it, touch it, everything is there. But as you become more subtle, you lose one quality each time. In water, you cannot smell water. Water, no smell can go from water. That's why in all bathrooms, you see they have a cup on the floor. It's actually a trap, a water trap. Water is there, the smell from the sewage line will not come into the bathroom. Well, smell cannot go, you cannot smell through water. If the water itself is dirty, then you smell, then that means there is some earth and other contaminants in the water, then you can smell the water. Otherwise, smell does not pass through water. That is not there. And in fire, you don't have, you lose the quality of smell and you lose the taste also. You cannot taste fire. I don't try to eat fire. It doesn't taste very good. Even when you put hot food in your mouth, you burn your tongue. You lose all your taste. I burned my tongue. And then you try to eat anything after that and you cannot taste anything. Why? Fire. There's no taste in fire. There's no smell in fire. And then you go more subtle, then you have air. Then you lose the form. You cannot see the air, it's just flowing. You feel it, but you can't see it. And then you go more subtle, then you have ether. Ether means space. The only thing that is perceivable in space is sound. Sound travels through space. Light can travel, but then again light is fire. You have form. You see the form, light. But sound itself, that is the quality of ether. So similarly, you can also describe the same principles apply to the five rasas. From Madhurya Rasa, all the qualities of Vatsalya, Satya, Dasya and Santa. Similarly, in Bhakti Yoga, also have all the qualities of the other yogas there. Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, they're all included within Bhakti. Therefore, Bhakti is the supreme process. It gives you the results and the fruits of all other yogas. So it is a ladder, it's a staircase. The bottom, the entry level is Karma Yoga. In other words, if you want to progress or enter onto this process of yoga, you want to elevate your consciousness, you want to develop yourself, then you have to start from where the first step, that is Karma Yoga. Whatever you're doing, stop doing it for yourself, do it in the mood of detachment. Don't be hankering for the results of your actions. Give up this sakam, the mood of sakam. As long as you have a mood of sakam, you have not even entered onto the path of yoga really. Therefore, you should do everything in the mood of detachment. And then you can progress. This is the first step. And it is this, due to this lack of this detachment, due to the lack of this Karma, therefore there are so many problems in this world. All these sakam, karmis, all these people, they are full of this worldly desire, personal selfish desire. Therefore they're always fighting with each other. One country evading another country. This person fighting with this person, this gang fighting with that gang. Fights in the family, fights between, non-stop. Why? Because of this sakam. So this mood of sakam ends, then all these troubles and problems, then everything becomes selfless and as an offering to Bhagavan. Therefore, O Bhakta, one whose supreme objective is only to perform bhakti unto me, is the topmost among all the yogis. You should become that type of yogi, namely you should become a bhakti yogi. So Krishna therefore is clarifying here. At the end of the 6th chapter, he's actually laying the foundation now for the next for bhakti yoga. He explained now karma yoga. And he touched on jnana yoga and dhyana yoga also. He explained all these different yogis and all these different processes. But after explaining all that, now at the end, what is he saying? Yoginam abhisarvesham mangatena antaratmana Shraddhamam velate yomam same yukta mato mata. That person who worships me with faith, Shraddhamam, with Shraddha, he is the topmost. If out of all yogis, Yoginam abhisarvesham mangatena antaratmana. He who always is meditating on me, worshiping with love, he is the topmost. Therefore, tapasya liko yogi, jnani yogi, matodika. Karmikya chati yogi, tasma yogi, mabatna. But then Arjuna become a yogi. What type of yogi? Clarified in this word, they are bhakti yogi. We are devotee. offer everything unto me. These other processes, karma, jnana, tapasya, all these dhyan, ashtanga yoga, they are there because humanity is, there's so many varieties of jiva, so many varieties of adhikar. Not everyone is eligible for bhakti. Therefore, these are different processes given. But you should know that what is their position, what they are worth for. Oh, Arjuna, don't go for these lower processes. Worship me. Do my devotion and you will always be happy. This ends chapter 6. Tomorrow we'll go with chapter 7. Now we'll start the real cream of the essence of the Gita. Vigyan Yoga, yoga through realization of transcendental knowledge. Gauramananda Hari 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 Bol Jai Shri Guru Padma Ki Jai Guru Parampara Ki Jai Satchidananda Gaur Hari Ki Jai Saparsada Gaur Hari Ki Jai Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai Sankirtan Gari Bhakti Vinna Ki Jai Jai Srimad Bhagavad Gita Ki Jai Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Ki Jai Nandavati Vaishnavinna Ki Jai Samveda Bhakti Vinna Ki Jai Janita Gaur Vimananda Hari